Once again, my wife Claire Winter stabbed me with a silver needle. A reporter tracked me down and asked, Lewis Sterling, wasn't your wife Claire one of the winners of the National Inspiration Awards from 10 years ago? She won the reward for saving you during the earthquake and ending up paralyzed from the waist down, right? I stayed quiet for a moment, then nodded. Lewis, we're from the TV station, and we're producing a 10th anniversary special about the earthquake. I rubbed my arm, which was covered in tiny needle marks, and looked her straight in the eye. I replied, that's fine, but can you keep the cameras discreet? Claire isn't used to being in front of so many lenses. However, I never expected that on the very first day of the live broadcast, I would be dragged onto the trending chart and torn apart online. Chapter 1. When I got home, Claire Winters was still in the bedroom. Later, I carefully finished setting up the hidden cameras. You're back, my heart up. Why are you home so early? Don't you have work today? Claire smiled and waved me over. I forced myself to ignore the discomfort in my body and walked toward her. The hidden cameras began streaming live across the internet, and the comments started flooding in. So she's the one who sacrificed her own legs to save her boyfriend during the earthquake. She's so beautiful, loyal, and gorgeous. She's the kind of woman men should marry. Why is her husband acting so weird? It's like he doesn't even want to get close to her. Claire gently ran her hand over my arm, although I pretended to stay calm. Every touch made my stomach turn, especially when I saw those hands resting on the blanket. I quickly looked away. Just a few days ago, those same hands had jabbed silver needles into my body. It's settled. He's disgusted because Claire's paralyzed. Look, the second he glanced at her leg, he avoided eye contact. Seriously? If it weren't for him, Claire wouldn't even be paralyzed, and now he's acting like this? On the day of the earthquake, I had planned to break up with Claire. When we were together, her obsessive possessiveness had always made me uncomfortable. However, what really did it was finding out she had always been a stray cat other than feeding. So this freshman year, fear, anger, and grief flooded my entire body. As I realized she was terrifying, she grabbed my arm and begged, Lewis Sterling, I was wrong. Please don't break up with me, okay? Lewis, I just love you too much. I was already jealous because you spent so much time on that cat then. You said you were taking it with you after graduation. I couldn't handle it. I did not want to argue with her any longer. So I turned around to leave the classroom. Just then, I felt the room start to shake. It was an earthquake. Our classroom is on the first floor. If I ran outside, I would make it to the open field. Just as I was about to run out, Claire yanked me back hard. Lewis, if you're going to break up with me, I have no reason to live anymore. Let's die together. I watched helplessly as the beam above us came crashing down. I had no idea how long I was trapped under the rubble. All I knew was that when the rescue team finally pulled me out, countless cameras were pointed right at me. Chapter 2. Claire threw her arms around me, overjoyed. She cried out, thank goodness, Lewis. You're finally awake. If you didn't make it, I wouldn't want to live either. I don't care that my legs are paralyzed. As long as I could save you, nothing else matters. In the face of disaster, people were usually selfish, yet Claire had sacrificed her legs for me, and the media praised her selfless true love endlessly. Later, to inspire hope and prove that love still existed in the world, Claire was even chosen as one of the winners for that year's National Inspiration Awards. Everyone was waiting for a happy ending. The media ran our stories daily, hoping we would get married. The whole country wanted to see the lovers end up together, and they wanted to see me show gratitude for Claire's sacrifice and return her devotion. Even my own parents said that if I betrayed Claire, they would disown me. Under everyone's expectation, I married Claire. However, 3 months into the marriage, Claire's true colors started showing. When our neighbor from downstairs gave us some fish her husband had bought, Claire poured scalding fish stew over my head. If I took out the trash for our neighbor once, she would smash every piece of furniture in the house. She said she felt insecure, that seeing other people give me things hurt her feelings. She said seeing me help other women made her jealous, and that she was just terrified of losing me. I tolerated her insecurity in our marriage, blaming it all on the earthquake. If she had not lost her leg, maybe she would not be like that. However, she became worse and worse. Finally, one night, she came at me with a needle aimed at my groin. If you can't perform anymore, you won't be able to